So my boyfriend and I went to Maui at the end of March in the year of 2022, and I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks with you. The top 5 things I would recommend doing in Maui, like the cost of these things, where I found everything. Yeah, stay tuned, and if you want to hear more, keep on watching. Thank you. First, our number 1 is the helicopter tour, which we took with Air Maui. Shout out to our pilot, Brody, who's amazing. It was a 45-minute tour. We left from the airport to visit Molokai, the island, just over next door from Maui. And we go through the valleys. It was just insanely beautiful to see all of the waterfalls. And yeah, we saw the Molokai sea cliffs, which are over 4,000 feet. It's amazing. And it was $492 for the both of us. I highly recommend it. They have an option for no doors on, so like the doors are off. So next time I'll probably come back and do that one. Number 2, I have the road to Hana. Obviously, I have to mention the road to Hana if I'm mentioning in a Maui travel video. You are, first we used the Gypsy Guide. I saw many other videos that recommended downloading the Gypsy Guide. It was $9.99 I believe, to download off the Apple Store. And it just gave us little tricks and ways that we can visit various things that they recommended, and the guide would give you preferences, like the best thing to do, like you should not miss out on this thing, or you know, if you have enough time and things like that. The road to Hana I highly recommend. However, just to be cognizant that sometimes the road is just a 1 lane, and you have to be aware of the oncoming traffic, obviously, but it can be kind of hectic dealing with that. But other than that, it was still amazing. I would highly recommend a smaller car. We did want to get a Jeep, but to save on costs, we decided not to opt for the Jeep, and I'm happy about that because the roads were so small already to accommodate 2 vehicles, and then if we had to, when it would turn into 1 lane, it would just be a disaster. So yeah. And the road to Hana, don't be afraid to pull over if you see a beautiful waterfall and it just like compels you to go out there and things like that. My boyfriend and I did that a few times, and then we did several like random beaches that were just along the way that were recommended by the Gypsy Guide, as well as the 2 that I recommend if like you do want to see some things are the Ohio pools, the 7 pools, 7 sacred pools. At that time we couldn't swim in them, but you could still see them, still beautiful. And then the PPY trail, which you have to go past farther down. It was absolutely amazing. It was like a 4-mile hike round trip, and you're like presented with this huge waterfall. And if you keep going all the way down, you'll actually be able to go under the waterfall, which we have some footage of. But yeah. Also, for the road to Hana, I do recommend if you are intending to go into the waterfalls or any like stop over any of the beaches, the little pocket beaches, I would totally recommend wearing a bathing suit or just wearing clothing that you're okay with getting wet. So we just basically wore our swimming suits like the entire road. But yeah, it was amazing. I would definitely have your water with you, any like snacks. Because when we went in March, a lot of the little food trucks weren't open. So thankfully we had some snacks that we got at Costco when we first arrived. So yeah, just some tricks. Next thing is snorkeling as my 3rd tip. So I definitely recommend snorkeling if you can swim and if you enjoy that stuff. Literally, you can do it off of any beach. We did take a few recommendations and we would go visit those beaches. However, we realized that we can just go to any local beach that we were around and literally go into the water. Around rocks especially, you would see tons of fish. But yeah, it was amazing. We actually brought our own snorkel gear. That's totally not necessary. You can rent them for $1. My boyfriend saw like $1 a day. So totally doable to do it that way, so you don't have to lug it with you. But other than that, it was amazing. And we stayed in Airbnb, and our Airbnb host was absolutely amazing and had beach chairs for us, beach towels, and a beach umbrella, and we were set. But yeah, recommend going to any beaches if that's your thing. Number 4 on my list is a whale watching tour. Of course, if you're going during whale watching season, we were at the tail end of the whale watching season, which they say ends around April. So we went literally the last week of March, so we were able to see it. But it was absolutely amazing. We left from Lahaina Harbor and we toured with Ultimate Watch and Snorkel. It was about like $70 for the both of us. Totally recommend it. We saw a bunch of humpback whales, and then towards the end of the tour, it was a 2-hour tour, and towards the end of the tour, there was this calf that kept breaching like multiple times. It was my first time on a whale watching tour, so I was just amazed. And yeah, it was really beautiful to be out, just like in the water in general, but then also be with the humpback whales. This is just other random little tips if you're interested. I really love plants, and one of the things that they have in Maui are called rainbow eucalyptus. And we went to an arboretum, so we saw like a bunch of these trees, and a few times we saw them like sprinkled throughout the road to Hana, but they're absolutely beautiful if you're into plants and all the things. But yeah, they had like huge epiphytes and these like ginormous Monstera deliciosa if you're familiar. But it was amazing and a plant mom's dream. number 5, the last on my tips, or like the top 5 things to do in Maui, is Haleakala Sunrise. So the thing is, you have to get a reservation. You have to get tickets through recreation.gov. And so we waited to get these. It was beautiful. However, that day it was raining in the morning, so it was hard to see at the summit, hard to see the clouds. So we actually left the summit and we just went a little bit down, drove back down, and we have some footage, better footage of not just like us like in, you know, rain clouds, but of us actually seeing the clouds. Is absolutely beautiful. Like when we were going through the footage and like the pictures, videos, and everything like that, nothing does it justice. It's really hard to understand like how beautiful it was, but I would totally recommend that. It was $30, and if you have a national park pass, then it's included. So we have one, so we were able to get in without paying that $30. But yeah, I would totally recommend that. So just again, I wanted to recap. First, helicopter tour. Second, road to Hana. Third, snorkeling, visiting the many beaches. 4, did I say that wrong? 4, whale watching. And 5, Haleakala Sunrise. Thank you again for watching my YouTube channel, and stay tuned.